Welcome to HumanityWins.net. Please read the important disclaimer on your screen. All of the content provided is for entertainment purposes only. It should not be taken as medical or legal advice. Please contact your doctor or lawyer if you require such advice. Thank you. The show starts right now. Hello, welcome to this new show of HumanityWins.net. This is episode 278 from December the 15th of the year 2023. Today is a Friday, and today's show is about the New World. As I announced on Monday's episode, I was going to do this show about the New World, and I'm using footage from Dolores Cannon, a great 5-minute clip from a longer video, and as always I include the link on the show notes for reference, for credit, and you're invited to watch the full 40-50 minute, I'm not sure how long it goes, 45 minutes, something like that, a full video that I got this clip from, and many of the other shows of Dolores Cannon, because again, I may not agree completely with her. I think we say things in a different way. I use different words or different meanings, but we're very much in alignment as far as what is coming from humanity, what is coming for planet Earth, what is coming for the universe. So I've shared this concept of the New World. I actually shared it on the last 2.5 minutes of the show, that I do believe that despite what might be apparent to the eye test, what might be apparent to whatever is going on with the world right now, which seems very, complicated, let's just leave it at that. I do believe we're in a great moment in humanity, that we're going into a better phase. We're going into an enlightenment phase. We're going into a phase that many of the things that could be seen as bad in this reality could be seen as complicated, such as, I'm going to go with health, having health issues, financial issues, scarcity to abundance paradigm. As far as what is scarcity, what is abundance? Is abundance having money? No, not necessarily. Abundance is having something similar to air. Okay, you are not concerned about air anytime in your life, except you are in a submarine or in a mine or something like that. But if you live normally, air is not a problem. So everything else is supposed to be like air. Okay, your needs are supposed to be covered. And that's the way you are able to express yourself, to really be the best version of you, because you're not concerned about those needs. You become concerned, or you focus on expressing yourself, on becoming the best version you can be. So I do believe we're going into that. Again, many school of thoughts on this. They call it the 5D, 5-dimension, fifth density reality. Because this concept of the 5D has been so, I'm sorry about using this word, bastardized, so, I don't know, so belittled, because I believe the New Age has a component of trying to minimize, trying to actually to belittle, to make fun of these very important concepts, that humanity is in a very important phase of upgrade, of changing, of evolving, okay? At the end, some might be surprised that this concept of a new world, that we're going to have all our needs covered, and we're going to be something similar to some other major civilizations, such as Atlantis or Lemuria or something like that. This has happened before. I want to clarify. I don't know how many times the world has been in the cusp of becoming this enlightened reality, but it has happened before and we have failed. Yes, let's just leave it at that. I do believe that very strong in my heart, in my intuition, that Atlantis, Lemuria, and older Egypt, and these previous civilizations have failed the concept of being able to live in a higher reality, in a higher density, in a higher dimension. They say, the school of thought, that, for example, in Atlantis, we learn to use our own self, intuition, or brains. I'm not sure about brains, but we learn to create things with our mind, without the effort that we have in this reality right now, that we have to use factories and assembly lines and so many people to build a machine, for example, a car or something like that. These civilizations, such as Atlantis, were able to manipulate the physical reality with their minds, create things, but apparently they were not mature enough for these gifts. Okay, I do believe very strong in my heart, in my intuition, that right now on this effort, I don't know if it's the third time, the fourth time, some say it's like the seventh, humanity is 7.0. I'm not sure which one is it, but we're gonna get it right. That's what I believe, and we're gonna go to a world that our needs are covered,
that there are no children dying of hunger in Africa, that there are no patients dying of disease anywhere. Disease and hunger are going to be a things of the past, but also Ferraris and Rolex. Okay, I have to say it. And sports games and, and drinking beer and eating pizza. So some people, I remember a good friend of mine, but, good guy, but it was such a deep conversation because a few years ago, I was at his house and it was like 3 a.m. and I was trying to say to him, I need to work the next day. I need to leave this very late. It was on a weekday, something like Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. And he said, "Come on, stay for an hour, 2 hours, because at the end, in a few years we're gonna be dead, and who knows when in heaven. I don't think we're gonna have beer and chips and and salsa and pizza and tacos and and whatever, sex or something like that." He's totally right. I don't know about that. I don't know that's in the new world. But also I don't know. I think there are lower density, lower vibration emotions, lower vibration comforts that they are offering this reality, and with at the end that seems to be everything that everyone is trying to get. Money will get you all of these things I just said. Okay, will get you comfort, will give you servants, will give you peace of mind knowing that you're going to have enough money until you are old, because that's another thing. What's going to happen when you're old? You're not able to work anymore, you're not able to sustain a business anymore. What's going to happen with you? I mean, you're going to suddenly, from having comforts and being rich, you're going to be less rich, and sometimes you're going to be struggling there to make ends meet. So it has happened. So it seems it's the only important thing. And in the new world, all these concepts go out to the window. Because the most important thing is in the new world, we go from scarcity to abundance, okay, for all. But that comes with some strings attached, okay? And one of the major strings attached is, sure, abundance for all, but one, we're going to have our needs met, not our wants. And two, we're all going to be equal. So it does sound like a liberal statement or something like that. I'm not attached to any political, idiosyncrasy. I'm not right or left or center or anything like that. I don't care about any of that. I think that's a popularity contest anyway. What I do believe is very important to understand we're all equal. So we're all deserving, and we certainly, no one should be struggling in this reality, for example, to have their uh their food food needs or shelter needs or medical needs or whatever needs met. Okay. I Something I shared since I was little that didn't make any sense at all for me, and I shared with my parents, and they were like, "Shut up! I mean, you don't know better." Because at the end, this reality is about developing a trade or something to create money, so you are okay and you're able to provide for your dependents. That seems also to be part of the equation. Okay, that it's very important you develop this ability to create wealth so you're able to provide for your dependents, and then your dependents, when they grow older, they're able to provide for their own dependents, and the cycle keeps going. Okay. The new world has nothing to do with it. Okay, the new world has nothing to do with that. So without further ado, we're gonna watch a 5-minute great video from Dolores Cannon. Again, I don't agree 100% with what she says, but let's watch it together. I'm gonna share my final thoughts on this Friday episode. But she makes very good points. I think she's very right. She's actually kind of guided on how the new world is gonna pay for humanity. Let's watch it together.
Then we're going to be moving into what is called the new earth. And it's going to be magnificent. It's going to be beautiful. Everything will be different. And it's just like in the Bible where they say, we're moving on and some will be left behind. The book of Revelation is real. It's talking about the new earth. It talks about the new Jerusalem. That's what it's talking about, is moving into the new earth. But that's why I think this karma and things are being done away with, because it's not necessary anymore. But as we move into this new earth, the vibrations and frequencies are being changed, as I was told you a while ago about the dimensions, because the earth is moving into a totally new dimension. The frequencies and vibrations are speeding up. And it's the first time it has ever happened in the history of the galaxies and the universes. First time it's ever happened that an entire world will make the shift at one time. It happened in the time of the Mayans. That's what people always say, what about the Mayan calendar ending at the year 2012? The Mayans disappeared. They were only one group. There were others. The Mayans disappeared. They always say, where did they go? Well, when I was told, they reached this point of development when they didn't need to be on Earth anymore. So their frequency and vibration was changing. They shifted in mass as a civilization and as a group into the other dimension. They disappeared. But they were able to see when the next one would happen, when the entire world was going to make the shift into the next dimension. That's why their calendar stops at 2012 to tell us that's when the big one is coming. And I'm told the entire universes are watching because this is something that's never happened and it is tremendous. Time is speeding up. The vibrations are picking up. You all know time is speeding up. Everything is changing that way. The Earth has a tone. I've heard this tone. They have played it because it is recorded from the space stations. The Earth has a definite tone. That tone is going faster. It's changed its pitch. So the Earth itself, they can tell something is going on, maybe with the vibrations and frequencies they can pick up with their instruments because the tone of the Earth is changing too. But the whole thing is vibrating. It's affecting our bodies. A lot of you, are you noticing things happening to your bodies that you can't explain? A lot of people talk about it. Sometimes they have things with their heart, they have things with their blood pressure, they have dizziness, they have things with their body, and they go to the doctor, and the doctor can't find anything wrong with them. It all has to do with the energy changing in the body, and the frequencies are changing, and our bodies are trying to adjust to it. That's why it has to be done slowly. You couldn't just suddenly do this. The bodies couldn't handle it. So our bodies have to shift with it slowly and adjust. And maybe it'll take one little jump, and at that time we'll feel something in our body. And then we have to have a time of adjustment before it does it again. Now, everyone, they talk about the ones left behind. Everyone's not going to be able to make the vibrational jump. And I said, that sounds cruel. They said, some will be left behind. I said, that sounds cruel. And they said, no, it's not. They all had the same opportunity as everybody else. They couldn't change their life. They couldn't change their way of thinking, their way of living. They aren't going to be able to change the frequency that quick. So they will be left with the old Earth. And they said, it's okay. You know, that's their choice and that's their life. Now, whenever they reincarnate, they'll be allowed to work out their karma here. They'll stay with the old Earth where the violence and all these terrible things are still happening. And whenever they finish that life, they will not return to Earth because Earth isn't going to be the same anymore. It's going to be this beautiful paradise. So they will be sent to other planets that are still in negativity and violence to work out that karma. But he said it doesn't matter anyway. Everybody moves at different degrees of development. So it's not really cruel, but they're the ones that are left with the old Earth. And as we begin to vibrate and move, we're moving into the new Earth. They said, have you noticed your diet's changing? This has to do with this shifting, with effects on the body. They said, you will get to where you won't want heavy meat. The body has to become lighter to make the shift and go with it. You're not going to want heavy meat because heavy foods will hold you down and make you dense. You'll get to the point where you'll want vegetables and things, and they'll say eventually you'll want just liquids. That's all you'll be living on is the liquids because you won't want these heavier things as the body becomes lighter and being able to move in with this. But some people might like to eat these things, but they said this will just be a natural course of events that you'll feel like that. But then we move into this, and then eventually the Earth moves into this new dimension, and the older one is.
Okay, I, as always, include a link to the full video on the show notes as credit, and I suggest in this occasion, please go watch the full video. It's great stuff. And again, I don't agree with everything that Mrs. Dolores Cannon, which by the way passed away in the year 2014. She's in another dimension now. She's in another place. This video is quite old. Also, I apologize for the quality. It was the way I could find it. It's on YouTube. But she has many videos and many interesting stuff. And if you're liking this subject, if you're liking this video, if you're still watching, because I know this was a very out there kind of topic. I'm sure you're gonna enjoy her channel, and it's actually from her channel, Dolores Cannon. So maybe subscribe or maybe look at some of her other work because it's fascinating stuff for sure. Again, we don't have to agree with everything. Okay, I want to clarify. So let me explain. I always share that I believe the new world is coming for everyone. That's what my intuition tells me, by the way. But you might also remember that I shared that intuition is not very complete. It's kind of yes and no. It's kind of, a little ambiguous in a way. So I think maybe what that means is we're all eventually going to make the jump. And I've heard this story of this new world happening and many jumping. Again, doesn't mean you're good, you're bad. As she shares, we're all in a different path. We're all just in a line. We're all just in a different place. That doesn't mean you're farther ahead or farther behind. It really doesn't mean anything as far as who you are. Okay. Again, because we're all gonna get it. So who is better than anyone? No one. Okay. You're just in a different place. Well, let's assume that it happens like the Bible says, rapture, by the way, that's what she was intending in the book of Genesis. Sorry, the book of Revelations. I'm sorry, that the book of Revelations, Genesis, the rapture, that is gonna be. I believe that Bible says it. For one going, one is gonna be left behind, something like that. So basically, it says that like 50% of population is gonna go to the new world. That I don't think that's gonna be necessarily the case. What I think is intending to say is apparently it's gonna be that many are gonna go, many are gonna be left behind. I also heard both school of thoughts that the ones left behind are not gonna notice anything at all. Like they're gonna instantaneously forget the ones that have left, like they never existed. Okay, like you had a brother, suddenly a friend goes to a new world and you stay behind, and suddenly the friend never existed. Something like that. That's one. That's the way she's intending this gonna happen. I also heard the other school of thought that no, you're gonna be completely aware and that there's going to be turmoil in this old world because people are going to say, where have these people gone? They have like disappeared, and they're going to blame it in UFO rapture, UFO kind of kidnapping or something like that. Apparently, that's the school of thought I've heard, or that's going to be turmoil because we're going to be aware the ones that are left behind that the ones left behind, let's just leave it at that. I'm not sure if I'm going to be left behind or not. That's not up to me, of course. They're going to be aware that this has happened. So I always share, I believe we all go to the new world. That might be true still. It's just that maybe my intuition didn't clarify to me that it's not going to be in one step. Okay. The school of thought I'm aligning to is okay, there's going to be a group going, and then the ones that are left behind, there's going to still be an old world, and it's going to be up to us to kind of mature and saying, wait, why did I was left behind? Okay, what happened? Okay, why I was left behind? Okay, and when you mature, that your choices, your free will, like Monday's episode, your lack of not reaching your own morality and trying to do things right through your own morality, always without excuse. There's no possible excuse. Okay. Always you have to follow your own morality. You have to follow your own compass. You have to follow your own intuition. If you ask me, Alex, please, I want to go to the new world, follow your own morality. You're going to be fine. You're listening in a prison, follow your own morality. You're going to be fine. Okay. Doesn't matter what you have done. Because at the end, what the universe wants is change. It's very little focus on the past. It's more focused on the now. It's more focused on what the choices you're going to do going forward. It really, this notion that we're judged by everything we have done. Imagine if that was the case. I've looked into my past lifetimes by choice, okay? And there has been a lot of bad. Let's just leave it at that. So if I was going to stand by that, my God, I'm nowhere close. But I'm confident, I'm peaceful, I'm at peace, I'm in the moment because I say, yes, I know all that. But it's very important what you do in the now and going forward, and you understand your own morality, and you understand that the point is respecting the laws of the universe, and basically the law of non-interference, the law of balance, the law of karma, and understanding that going forward, you're going to try to make it. You're going to try just to make it right. You're going to try to be a good citizen of this universe. Okay, we all have made a lot of mistakes. I'm not gonna go into brownie points into making a competition of who has made more mistakes, because trust me, we have all made a lot of mistakes, and I have made plenty and millions of mistakes, and I still make mistakes every day. But I try to follow my own morality. I try. Again, I'm not perfect. So this concept of the new world, I believe we're all gonna be fine as long as from now onwards we try to be our best version of ourselves and we try to follow our own morality. We try to be nice to everyone. We try not to judge anyone. We try not to feel superior to anyone. And we try just to be beacons of love and guidance, the best versions we can be. We're gonna be fine. Is everyone gonna make it? I do believe I stand by my statement. Yes, eventually. I'll just add the eventually, okay? I don't think it's gonna be a one thing. I think I misunderstood my intuition when, hey, intuition, is everyone gonna make it on the world? Yes. But there were some kind of issues, okay, that yes, but each is gonna reach it at its own time with its own maturity level. We're all in a different place in a line. So we're all gonna, start over in the new world at different timelines, I guess. And that's fine as well. The important part is I do believe all humanity is gonna make it. And I do believe it's gonna be finally the stage we have the maturity to handle the gifts given at us on the new world, because we're gonna able to do magnificent things. And that's why I'm not concerned, are there gonna be factories, or there gonna be technology in the new world? We're gonna make our own. We're gonna make our own technology with our hearts. And I'm gonna kind of have a difference of opinion with the rest. Canon, she talks about the brain and mind a lot. I talk about the heart. Okay. I do believe finally, instead of the Atlantis and Lemuria and these civilizations that they were magnificent as far as technology, I'm sure they were able to fly and have magnificent gifts and tools and all that. We're gonna make it through our hearts. So maybe they're not gonna be as magnificent, but they're gonna be what we need, and they're gonna be what we need to be in, unison with nature. And we're gonna make the best we can do to give this planet and all its species, not only humans, the best kind of world we can ever have. So the best for this, not only humanity, the best for planet Earth is coming. I don't have any dates. Whoever shares any dates, I'm not sure about that. I've heard as low as 1 year, 2 years to 1,000,000 years. Okay, so let's just be at peace that this is coming. I'm not sure we're gonna see it in this experience we're having. Remember, we're eternal beings, so we're gonna be fine anyway. Just be at peace that the Earth is gonna be finally a place that we all get along at each other, that we all understand we're brothers and sisters, that we all understand we're part of the same thing, that we all understand that we're here to be of service to others. We're not here to be of service to ourselves. That's a big lesson we're gonna learn. So I hope you enjoyed this show, this Friday episode. If everything's okay, I shall see you back on Monday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy it with family and friends, if that's your thing. Enjoy it on your own, if that's your thing. The most important part is you're at peace and that you enjoy it. Have a great day. Thanks.
Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover yourself. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You're this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and guidance. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover yourself? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to yourself and the universe. Request to be connected and ask, who am I? Where do I come from? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about those realities start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering yourself equals to breaking your matrix. Your self-imposed limits will fall, and you will be ready to serve humanity and help break this spell and deception on us. But you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will start the new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, loss, envy, violence, justice, true violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only the evildoers and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Please relax and enjoy life. When everyone breaks their own matrix, humanity through our community consciousness will break the final spell. The new world will start and everything will gradually fall. Governments, hierarchies, and the medical and financial system will go from scarcity to abundance for all. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this episode. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@humanitywins.net. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.humanitywins.net. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.